Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About House. I'm Todd.
I'm Oana.
Okay, we're going to do our real estate market update for Las Vegas for October of 2023. Now we have great charts and we have a lot of data. We're actually going to talk about a bunch of employment stuff because we've had some people come on the comments and talk about unemployment in Vegas and everything. And we've got actual job growth numbers and actual economic numbers in Las Vegas.
Right.
This is like going forward stuff.
So this is autumn. We went straight from the air conditioner to the heater. We went from sleeveless to sweaters. Welcome to Vegas.
Welcome to Vegas. We just got back from Miami.
Woohoo!
We were asked to go to the NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, but not to talk about our extensive knowledge of the real estate market. It was talk about technology. We actually are well known in the real estate startup space. We have had a couple real estate tech startups.
Yep.
Okay, that was fun. But we are now going to talk about market in Las Vegas. So we'll start with the market action index 44. It has been between 43 and 46, I think, for 6 months.
Yes.
But this is a drop because it was 46 last week.
It was. But, it's about darn time.
Okay.
We're expecting to drop a few weeks ago and it didn't come. So it's about darn time that it showed up.
Yeah. Normally the market is super slow this year, super slow. It's not. And we're going to go into some charts that show that. But at 44 is a slight seller's advantage. When it gets over 45, it becomes a strong seller's advantage. Okay. All right. Let's go over the real-time market profile. As you can see, the median list price, 564,500. That's just chugging along. The median price of new listings are 497,450. Basically, it's probably the highest it's been in a while. Here's the interesting thing. Price per square foot, 262. It bounced around between 259 and 260, and we were waiting for it to start dropping off. Every year between probably July and October and November, price per square foot drops off because the actual prices drop every year about 3%, right? Home prices, this was a big surprise when I pulled this up, 262.
Right. So a lot of that is just because of the non-existent inventory, right? So what did sell sold for a lot of money. Most sales are at list price or above list price, so that accounts for this.
Let's jump down here. The number of listings with price decreases climbed. That's every year at this time of year. Last year at this time, this number was in the 60-something percent. So it's at 39 now, which is more normal. Inventory. Okay, somebody dropped in on the channel and said, "Oh, but Todd, inventory increased 5%. Week over week." And I'm like, it should be like 3 times as high as it is now. It's literally a third of what it was. So going up 5% is not a big deal. And it does. It's supposed to go up this time of year. It's been declining. We're going to show you a full chart with this. I thought that was funny. 5%. It went up 5% in just a week. 5% of inventory increase when you have 2,200 houses on the market. It's 100 houses.
Right. It's not even statistically significant considering how many homes we have in the Las Vegas Valley and how much inventory we need. It's not even noise. It's not even worth discussing.
Okay.
But as far as people reducing their prices, these are the people who are saying, "Hey, I need to sell my house now because if it doesn't sell now, I'm taking it off the market for the holidays." So this is kind of their last gasp before they decide that, you know what, I'm going to take it off the market and I'll bring it back on the market after the holidays because I don't want to deal with showings over Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever their reasons are.
Here's the price per square foot chart. You can see it's higher than it was. This is a better measure than median, and this is why. What happened in the fall? The median last year, the median fell more than actual home prices indexed fell because more homes transacted in the lower end. So remember, the median just means middle house. So if you sell, 3,000 houses in a month, all they do is they just order them from cheapest to highest, and they start at the top and go down. They just pick the middle number, and they look at that. And if it's, 485,000, that's the median. The problem is that number doesn't reflect the whole market. It just reflects the types of homes selling. So that it can appear to be higher if more higher end homes sell, because it pulls that number up, even though the home price is maybe not doing that. But this price per square foot, you can see home prices were higher in 2020 than 19. They were higher in 21. They were higher in 22. And today they're higher today than the same day they were in 2022 or 2021. And we were told housing crash, and they're higher.
Well, not quite.
Not quite. Okay. We didn't quite get a housing crash. Okay, here's the other thing. Inventory. Now, this is the thing. When you see, now look all the way to the right. We'll start with to the right. You can see how that's starting to climb up a little bit. This is the 5% a week increase, right? Here's the problem, though. Oana, this time of year, for the last 5 years, inventory has peaked and it starts dropping. Inventory never climbed up to any number. It's the lowest it's been probably ever.
Right. So whatever increased inventory we get, that's just bonus time for buyers out there, and it keeps the market somewhat alive. Although honestly, our inventory is so low that there's, in most price ranges or neighborhoods or whatever the buyer's criteria is, it's pretty easy for them to see everything available and then just sit there and wait for and pray for something good to come on the market, that because they haven't found the product that they're looking for.
Look at this chart and think if the last 5 years, what did inventory do between today and May of next year? And then look at today and go like, what's going to happen? There is no inventory to fall. Right. Okay. Now we're going to talk about other economic things because the weekly updates are basically have been the same for the last month or so. But let's talk about the economic, what we're looking at in Las Vegas. So here's an article from the Review Journal. This was an article. The headline was that the state had a record 30 months in a row of billion-dollar revenue in gaming. This is only gaming. This is not all revenue.
Right.
Gaming revenue.
So for those of you who go out there and you gamble in our establishments, thank you for contributing to this record number. But do remember that these palatial establishments were built with your money. They were not built by you winning.
Well, plus we go there and have dinner and stuff.
Exactly.
And gelato. Okay. The state's 437 licensed casinos won roughly $1.2 billion from gamblers last month, a modest 0.07% increase over a year ago, when 435 licensed casinos operated, according to the August gaming revenue report from the Gaming Control Board. It takes about a month to get this data, so it's October, but we just got the August numbers. Still, it was an all-time record win total for the month of August, said Michael Lawton, senior economic analyst for the Gaming Control Board, who crunches the state's monthly gaming statistics. Represents the 30th straight month of $1 billion gaming wins for the state. We just had a record year, a record month. The casinos are not laying off and cutting jobs. No,
as a matter of fact, the opposite is happening. There are a lot of casino jobs. First of all, in the established casinos, and then we have a number of new properties opening up, like the Fountainblue, like the Durango Station. So these are all opening up. Plus, the Sphere just opened. For those of you who went to see the U2 concert, please leave us a comment and tell us how it was. Tell us about the venue. We'd love to hear about it. We were watching a little bit of YouTube and from people who posted that, and it was pretty spectacular.
Okay, here's an article about that. Hollywood descends on Las Vegas for U2 Sphere kickoff. This is arguably the greatest music venue on the planet. Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Paul McCartney, LeBron James, John Hamm, Aaron Paul, Bryan Cranston, Elizabeth Banks, and Darren Aronofsky were among the big names who attended Sphere's opening night on Friday. You know how the outside it's all like a screen? The inside's the same thing. It's a screen, and it's a music venue in there. We've got two more big things opening up pretty soon. This does not count the Super Bowl. This does not count Formula One. Right, which are temporary, but they're going to bring a ton of money in. But these are Fountainblue and the Durango Station.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about jobs again, because people are saying, but there's not enough jobs to support all these, the housing and everything. Okay.
Oh, but there are.
Okay, here's the article. Review Journal just came out. Tight Vegas labor market could lead to job shuffling as casinos gear to open. All right, I'm going to go through the article, and then we're going to talk about each one. Nevada's unemployment rate in June, the latest available data, was 5.4% for the third consecutive month. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Silver State has consistently led the nation in job growth rate, most recently at 4% growth year over year. Mm-hmm. Not many places are growing jobs at 4%. Certainly not in New York or California. They have people leaving.
Right. So, look, we are growing a lot of jobs. And before people go in the comments and say, well, yeah, but these are minimum wage jobs. Well, not so fast.
No.
Not so fast. So we can start with the fact that particularly the new properties have a lot of management jobs, which are good paying jobs. And yes, there are a lot of entry-level jobs, a lot of service jobs, and that's fine. And those are needed because those people need jobs too. So that's a good thing. When we're looking at the churn in these establishments, MGM's churn is that last year at this time they had about 5,000 empty positions. This year they have about 2,500. So they're getting better at hiring. They used to do quarterly job fairs. Now they're doing weekly job fairs. So they're doing a better job of hiring, and that's part of the reason why you're seeing a lower number of open positions with them. But at the same time, we're creating so many new positions, right? Because, for example, the Sphere has thousands of positions. Same thing with Durango Station. Same thing with the Fountainblue. Same thing with a lot of these venues that have they have thousands of permanent positions.
What was that one that just opened where we had the Christmas party on the 66th floor? What was that?
Oh, that was Resorts World.
Resorts World. When Resorts World opened, they had to hire 15,000 people, and they were paying $22 an hour.
Oh, and they had hiring bonuses.
Hiring bonuses 3 times. So don't say these are minimum wage jobs. These are super high paying jobs.
They had like $5,000 hiring bonuses. I mean, they were substantial. So, when you're making $20, $25 an hour and you've got a $5,000 hiring bonus, that's pretty substantial. It was, as a matter of fact, when Resorts World opened, it was such a monumental impact on the local economy that local restaurants either had to close, had to limit the number of days that they could be open. Service was very poor because there just weren't enough servers. We went to a restaurant that was a very nice restaurant, and they had 2 servers for the whole restaurant because we talked to the owner, and he said that he lost his employees to Resorts World, and he wasn't the only one. So there are a lot of jobs, and I do hear you that they are service jobs, but these are service jobs that actually pay pretty well. Plus, like I said, in particular with the new properties opening, there are a lot of management jobs that pay really nice money.
Here's a quote from that Oana was talking about. The efforts appear to be paying off for the company. Smith said MGM is averaging about 2,500 open positions, or less than 5% of its workforce. This time last year, it had about 5,000 open positions. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's another quote. The strategies are especially important going into the last quarter of the year and first of 2024 when Formula One Grand Prix November and Super Bowl, what's that? 50? No. Oh my God. Math in public. 58. Super Bowl 58. I don't know why they use damn Roman numerals. They should put 58. In February take place. Smith said the remainder of this year will be focused on filling the remaining spots, accounting for turnover so that companies fully staffed during the busy season. This because the Super Bowl and the Grand Prix are going to hire people temporarily for all kinds of jobs, and people are going to leave busboy positions and stuff because they know they can always go get another job. Now, Oana, let's talk about this. We lead the nation in unemployment or in unemployment rate.
Okay, so look, we are Nevada. We are either number 1 or number 50. We do not mess around. We are not in the middle. There is no middle of the pack for us.
Leading, every year we're number 1.
Yes.
In unemployment. Okay. In the pandemic, we had 30% unemployment when everything was shut down.
We were number 1.
All the casinos had everybody go home. So Hawaii was second behind us, and they're only really tourism. Okay. This is the thing you have to remember. Oana, what are the 2 largest job sectors that have the naturally built-in highest unemployment rate?
Leisure and hospitality and construction, and boy, do we have a lot of those jobs.
We literally half our economy is something's being built, or there's leisure and hospitality.
Oh, but we also blow them up.
And blow up the casinos,
Yes.
not the workers. We don't blow up the workers. Okay, but here's the thing. You work at a place and you get a phone call and say, "Hey, we want to hire you over at this for this thing that's going to happen." And you go, "Okay, I'll take that job." And you tell your thing, "Hey, I'm not going to bust tables anymore. I'm going to go work for a month at this thing that's going to happen, right? Convention center or whatever." So you leave and you go over there and you work for a month. And then what happens is you make so much money, you're like, "Oh, hey, they just laid me off now because it ended. So I'm going to file for unemployment and then I'm going to go like take some time and search around and find another thing." These workers, there's churn. Mm-hmm. They churn from job to job. Yes, there's some people. Look, if you're the manager of a buffet at one of the restaurants or something, you probably will work there long term. That's a super high paying job, right? But if you're working the floor doing a dealer job or whatever, you will move to where the money goes, just like construction. So we naturally are going to have high unemployment. This is not like a place where you get a job and you do this job for the same job for 30 years, like you would in a factory or something.
Right. The other thing to keep in mind, these properties that are brand new that are opening, they will overhire, right? So they overhire for two reasons. One, because not everybody will show up to work. Okay. That's just the way it goes, right? It's like when you invite people to a party, 100 people RSVP and only 80 show up. Same thing with jobs, right? Not everybody will show up. The second reason they will overhire is because they don't have any experience with these people. So they're going to go through them and figure out who they're going to keep and who they're not. And the only way they can do that is by overhiring. The other reason that they're going to overhire is because initially these establishments will get a huge draw, right? Because everybody wants to see that in the new place. So they will actually require more staff. And then a few months down the road, they will have figured out who they're keeping, who they're not. Just everything will kind of settle down and they'll get into the groove of the business and they'll figure out exactly who they need and who they don't. So you'll also see unemployment as a result of that.
So just remember this. Yes, we have the highest unemployment in the nation, but it's not because the economy is terrible.
Yeah.
We have the highest job growth in the nation, the highest job growth in the nation. We lead the nation in job growth. So we have a ton of people moving here. We need to build houses for them. And we're underbuilding houses. So they're going into the resale market. That's why the number of homes available are so low. And yes, interest rates are pushing 8%. But you know what? There's still a ton of people with cash buying houses, and high income people or people with down payment are still buying. So this is what you need to do. Watch our channel and we will tell you when you should get worried about the housing market. We told you back in 2006 something bad was going to happen. We pivoted our business to do bank-owned homes. There's no way we would have done that if we'd have thought everything was going to be great. We literally took our whole business, recruiting agents, taking listings, and said, let's just go after bank-owned homes. We did 3,000 of those for about 31 different banks or asset management companies.
Right. So look, we are not substantially different than you are in the sense that we own a couple homes. We're real estate investors. We're active in the market. We like the market. We watch the market. So you get the benefit of our interest in the real estate market. So we hope that you enjoyed this video. If you got anything out of it, if we made you laugh, if we made you roll your eyes, that works too. Please remember to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, leave us comments, tell us what's happening in your market. If you're in Vegas and you want to contribute to the conversation, you're welcome. You don't have to agree with us. We look forward to the comments, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.